Hi, this is Andrea Schulman from Raise Your Vibration Today, and today I want to share something that was life-changing for me in terms of perspective and understanding how to transcend problems and issues in your life from your past. And here's the thing that was so big for me was understanding that you really can never get to the bottom of a problem. So for example, if you suffered from something in the past, whether it was pain or abuse or dysfunction or anything, trying to understand why that happened to you is an entirely fruitless endeavor. Because as long as you look back on a problem and try to figure out why, what you're doing is you're placing emphasis on the problem. And when we do that, the law of attraction will gravitate to us all different kinds of thoughts and reasons and memories that answer that question. So if you go looking for the answer to the problem, what you always end up finding is that there's always more reasons, more things that happened, the further that you go back into it. So for example, you might want to know, well, why was I abused as a child? And you may get a whole bunch of different answers. Like, well, maybe I was a bad kid, or maybe my parents were abused, or maybe it was something that happened from a previous lifetime, or maybe it's some karmic debt that I'm carrying. And the further you probe into that question, the more probable answers you start to get. And that's simply because of the law of attraction. That's all it is. So that's something to understand, is trying to understand why something happened really isn't that important, because we live in an infinite soup of possibilities, meaning that there are infinite reasons why it happened. But really the only thing that's important is, what belief am I carrying on to now that makes me believe I have to continue dealing with that problem? Okay, that's the only thing that matters. Figure out why you believe you have to keep suffering from that problem. And once you understand that, it's easy to turn it around, because you can just start to focus on the opposite of whatever that is. So in other words, let's go back to the abuse suggestion, the abuse example. If abuse is something that you've been holding on to and that you dealt with in the past and you're continuing to suffer from today, ask yourself, well, why do I think I still have to suffer from this abuse? Or why do I still think that I'm vulnerable to abuse? Maybe the answer to that question is I'm unworthy, or I don't love myself, or people don't love me. Whatever the answer is to that question, all you have to do is turn it around. So if the answer to that question is, the reason why I have to suffer from abuse is because people don't love me, then all your job is now is to focus on the opposite of that statement. So instead of people don't love me, it's your job now to focus on the statement of people do love me. And start to look around in your environment for examples of people loving you, and give all your focus into that and let go of the need to address the problem anymore. And what you'll see is all of the evidence supporting the problem goes way, way down to the point where it's not even relevant anymore. And all of the support for what you really want, love from other people, increases to the point where it is your dominant reality. All right? So remember, no sense in digging into the past trying to figure out why something happened. The only thing that matters is figuring out how to shift the belief that you still have to suffer from it.